and welcome back to Spiritual Conversations with Candice and Cari. You know, we were talking during the break about ego and truth. And I mentioned, to my friend Cari over here, who is from where?
Washington, Puyallup, actually.
And I'm on the other side of the country in Naples, Florida. But we've been
Hot
really
and
good
sticky.
friends. Hot and sticky, yes it is. Regardless of when you're watching this, whether it's February or July, it is still hot and sticky. But we were talking about speaking truth, speaking our truth. And I mentioned that, I retired a couple of years ago, but before I retired, when I was going into work every day, I would speak my truth to people. During lunch break or whatever, I would mention something that, about a dream that I had or something that was spiritual in nature. And Cari, I knew that so many people were just rolling their eyes at me,
Yeah. Yep.
But you know what? I really didn't care because I
love
knew that I had to speak what was important to me, what was my truth. But this was really a valuable lesson because what I found out is some of these people that the ones you would never think would be interested in you talking about a dream where a guide came into you, or talking about, when you connected with an angel, they would come back to me. They would come to my office after work or during a break, and they would pour their hearts out to me about these experiences that had happened. And they couldn't or wouldn't share it with anyone else. And they were just profound things. So it is so important to speak your truth and not let ego get in the way.
Which
that's
is
easier. Yeah, that's easier said than done. But once you start doing that, you just can't be fearful of what other people might think. You have to live within your own heart and do what your own heart tells you is right. And other people can embrace that, or they can choose not to. But what you'll find is that you will start beaming, and the energy that you send out is going to be energy that other people will see. They'll be drawn to you.
Exactly.
And if they're not, they drop away.
You
and
didn't need them.
Okay.
They're not.
Exactly.
They're not vibrating at the same place. They're not ready for you. When the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Right.
That always happens.
Right.
When I got to understand spirituality and actually put a name on it, and I really started practicing and expanding, it was amazing how you naturally evolve to being 100% honest. And it was something I didn't realize how much I wasn't. It's just little white lies about things like, do you want to go do this with me? Sure. You don't, but you do it anyway. I can't do that now, which is like, I'm quite a pain in the butt to live with, but I don't care. I'm honest. It's like, and the people that I hang around with who are also spiritual in nature, they honor your truth. They'll say, I really want you to do this thing with me. And I say, I really don't think so. They're like, oh, I'd love to have you, but I get that. I honor your truth. But I have a story to share that this has everything to do with. And my daughter is 21 years old. For her entire life, she's just been this light. She's amazing, but she has struggled with identity, and she hates change, same as her father. I mean, literally, I can move the coffee pot and he would go nuts for a week. It's like, I'm not used to it. But so she hates change. And I'm like, okay, I'm all over. I'll change anything every minute of every day. And so she came out to me when she was, I believe, a sophomore in high school. And that was very hard for her, even though with me, she knew it was like, it's like, cool. I mean, there was no judgment. There never could be. But then she's had long, beautiful hair all of her life. She hated change, so she never could get it cut. So she has recently realized that it has to be manageable. So it's been about down to here. And all she's wanted was to have her hair cut in a masculine style. She feels that way. When we go shopping now, we go right to the men's section because she just loves it. She finds the stuff she loves, and it is so authentically her. But the hair, she was so afraid of what people would think and judgment, and that they would say something to her that it would destroy her, that yesterday, my beautiful little girl had her girlfriend take her to this lunch. She had this appointment on the books and waiting. And it was literally like taking a kid kicking and screaming to like get shots because her arms were on the door, but she forced herself to go through. And once the girl did that first slice, I know she just was able to breathe because her hair is now super buzz short. It's gorgeous. And she is beaming because she's who she is. And she couldn't walk around, let anybody see it. She immediately did a photo shoot with her girlfriend and blasted it on social media because she wants everybody to see it. So there's no shock. Just leave me alone. Leave your oh my gods at home. And I am just so proud of her, but I'm just so sad. And this is where I want her to just be authentically who she is. And it's, I don't know why she's not, but I know she'll get there. But so being who you are is so critical.
And you know what? And it just sounds so easy. Just be yourself, be who you are. But it isn't. I mean, how often do we silence our own voices out of fear?
Too often.
Fear of what someone else is going to say, fear of what someone else is going to think of us, when actually the only person we're hurting is ourselves. So when you can learn to take one little step at a time into your authentic self, that's really something to celebrate. So good for your daughter. Good for her.
I'm so proud of her. And it feels so, coming from someone who came from abuse and my what was me life and being a victim. And it's just like, I was never responsible for it was always who was driving my bus, everybody was affected every decision I made in my life. I was visualized myself as in the back row of my own bus where everybody else was driving it and running it off the road. And I had no control. But as I changed my life and took over that driver's seat and kicked everybody off of my freaking bus because it's my bus, that changed everything. But it's like, I went from kind of very mealy mouse, very like timid, to where it's like, I know I blow people away with anything I say because I have no filter, because I don't care. What I have to say matters. And there are people who need to hear what I have to say, what you have to say. And they are looking for us. They want to hear me talking in a room, in a conversation, be able to say, oh, it's like, I could talk to you about this. You get it. It's like, yeah. So my voice, it's out there. Yours is out there. But I just want to encourage everybody to just open your mouth. Don't don't care what people think.
Right. And, this goes back to the video that we filmed like the other day when we were talking about children and how children are much more open than what they used to be. And we, as their caretakers, as their parents, their grandparents, we're changing, and we're allowing that because we know that's important. You need to speak your truth. And your truth does not come from a place of ego. Your truth with a capital T comes from within your heart, because that is what's genuine, and that is your connection to source. So when you can speak your truth, you are being much more authentic. And although it might be uncomfortable because this is a new place for you, it will soon become a place of comfort. The uncomfortable will become comfortable because you now become much more aligned to your true purpose. So,
and the truth will set you free. And it is amazing how it does. The more honest I've been with every single person, it's as if there's no filters, there's no lie out there. And I was just talking to somebody the other day about this, and I don't remember who, but it was a young person. And I'm just like, just take the time, quiet your mind, listen, because don't let your thoughts, because that's ego. Like, listen to what comes from within. And that is telling you what you want. Follow that. And you'll never be unhappy. You'll just keep following that bliss. Follow your bliss, because you know innately what you need to be doing about everything. Just shut everything else down and listen, not to this, because this is affected by everybody else around you. Like, you need to do this, you don't want to do that. Other people don't, because they're suffering, they're dealing with their thing. When they learn how to speak their truth, everything will shift. Everything.
Well, that's a perfect place to stop. And we're so glad everyone could join us. This is wonderful.
And anything you want us to talk about, we want to know what you want to hear us talk about. So please, in the comments, write them down, send it over.
Till next time, everyone. Thank you.
See you later.
Bye
Bye.
bye.